This is Matthew Kratter from Trader University, and today I want to talk about Ethereum quote-unquote merging with the SEC. Here at Trader University, we're continuing our celebration of the historic Ethereum merge, in which Ethereum exchanged a more secure for a less secure consensus mechanism, all in order to be able to virtue signal about its energy usage. The World Economic Forum is taking note, and they are jubilant about the change. I believe this was on the front page of the World Economic Forum website yesterday, and they're very excited about it. Ethereans are excited as well. A lot of them feel like they finally got their big boy pants on. Here's, for example, Ryan Sean Adams tweeting that with the shedding of proof of work, Ethereum is fully charting its own course, inspired by yet distinct from Bitcoin. From here on out, Ethereum is no longer living in Bitcoin's shadow. Little brother is all grown up. The only problem with this is that big boy pants come with big boy problems. And not even 24 hours after the merge, the SEC has put out a statement about proof of stake, which is the new consensus mechanism that Ethereum has moved to. Now, that might be taken as a coincidence if you weren't aware that Gary Gensler wants to go after Ethereum, and if you've been watching this channel, you're quite aware of this, that he considers all cryptocurrencies except for Bitcoin to be securities, and as such, they're operating illegally if they're not registered with the SEC. 𝐂𝐿𝐓𝐂𝐎𝐈𝐍, I've shared this tweet before, where he talks about how Gary Gensler, who's the head of the SEC, wants to walk back the June 2018 guidance, saying that ETH is a commodity and not a security. And so this is something that he's working on. So this is the context that we have to see his announcement. Less than 24 hours after the merge, he comes out swinging and talking about how proof of stake can trigger securities laws. This was reported exclusively by the Wall Street Journal yesterday behind their paywall. But what I was able to see is this: Ethereum's big software update on Thursday may have turned the second largest cryptocurrency into a security in the eyes of the top U.S. regulator. Again, this isn't me talking, this is the Wall Street Journal. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler said Thursday that cryptocurrencies and intermediaries that allow holders to stake their coins, i.e. proof of stake, might pass a key test used by courts to determine whether an asset is a security, known as the Howie Test, which we've talked about before. It examines whether investors expect to earn a return from the work of third parties. If you're finding this video helpful so far, I just ask you to click that subscribe button, especially if you're not yet subscribed to my channel. So we have here a very nice graphic of the ETH merge, and then Gary Gensler and the SEC coming through as the train. Hopefully nobody was hurt too badly. But in retrospect, this does really look like POS, proof of stake, stands actually for proof of stupidity, because Ethereum, in the process of virtue signaling here, may have just turned itself into a security in the eyes of the SEC. What that article was alluding to was the Howie Test, and this is a test that you want to fail if you don't want to become regulated as a security. There are a lot of people on Twitter who got this completely backwards, but the Howie Test basically states it encourages you to ask this question: is something an investment of money in a common enterprise with a reasonable expectation of profits to be derived from the efforts of others? And again, if you pass the Howie Test, you get regulated by the SEC. So the question to ask is Ethereum a common enterprise as referred to in the Howie Test? Well, there are a lot of prominent people who certainly think so. I would say Jared Polis thinks so. He tweeted yesterday, "Congratulations to the Ethereum team." So at least the governor of Colorado believes that there is a team working on this. And of course, everyone knows that there is a team working on this. Here's Yuga Labs saying congratulations to the entire Ethereum team. Really does sound like a centralized organization here that is driving things. In fact, it almost sounds like something that would come under the Howie Test. Another way of looking at this, you can think about proof of work, burning electricity to mine coins. That sounds a lot like mining gold. It has this whole commodity feel to it. Proof of stake, which Ethereum has just moved to, staking your tokens and earning what looks like interest income or dividends, that looks a lot more like a security, especially when you have a centralized group that has issued this in what was an ICO back in 2015. Here's a hint if you're a cryptocurrency that wants to compete with Bitcoin, which has been clearly stated to be a digital commodity by both the SEC and the CFTC. Here's a hint to other cryptocurrency developers. If you want to look more like a commodity, it's probably not a good idea to have one guy like Vitalik in charge who creates the whole roadmap, who writes essays about where Ethereum is going next, and also drives the development forward. And especially, and here's the biggest hint, the biggest takeaway from this video, don't do that if the new feature that you just added looks a lot like an interest-bearing security, which is what proof of stake looks like. That doesn't look too commodity-like to regulators. It looks like the crypto market is waking up to this. Ethereum has been selling off relative to Bitcoin and relative to fiat, relative to the US dollar, ever since a few days before the merge. And so people are selling their Ethereum and exchanging it for Bitcoin, which of course I think is a great idea. If you don't want to be part of a group that issued unregistered securities and has now moved to a very security or investment contract-like structure. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.